Hi, Mitch with Heartwood Photography. So I'm getting ready to go over my food here for you on a 4-day trip I'm planning. Now when I do my 4-day trips, I know sometimes people will plan in a breakfast or dinner at the beginning and end, and some people don't, depending on what time they're starting the trail or if they want to get a dinner when they get off the trail. I do, as an emergency ration, consider both of those. So even if I'm going to eat breakfast in town and then get on the trail, I still like to have that extra meal in there just for emergencies. But for now, let's get started on what I'm taking with, the calorie count, and how I packaged all this together. Alrighty, so here we've got my snack bag. I label all my bags. I'm kind of OCD a little bit, so this kind of helps me on that. Day 1, day 2, day 3, and day 4, and then my snack bags. So on the snack bags, I use these kind of quart Ziploc bags, and I've got probably about triple the servings needed as far as what I'm doing. So the trail mix here is 170 calories a serving. So I got about 510 calories with just one of these per day. And then I've got 2 Snickers bar, which are 80 calories each. And then I also have jerky at 109 calories. So I'll probably end up eating this midway between breakfast and lunch on the trail. And then I've got this kind of while I'm hiking that I'll keep in kind of a front pocket, easy access. And then between lunch and dinner, I've got a couple Snicker bars just to give me that little extra way there. So the way I set up my rations is my breakfast is going to come out at about 900 calories. Then I drop down to 780 at lunch, and then finally 590 at dinner to replace some, but also give me some to get through the night without overdoing the calories, since I actually won't be exerting myself at night as much. So like I said, these are broke up. I actually get a party bag and then divide these up, so I actually got plenty left for in the house too. Put my bags in here. So as I mentioned, planning a 4-day trip. So 4 of these, 1 per day. Now on the calorie count, my total calories per day is at 3270. But I don't know if I'll end up eating that whole bag or not. But that's kind of how I budgeted it. I want to stay around that 3,000 mark, but I want to have just a little bit extra for contingency. Usually 1 extra meal or so, just in case I'm a little bit slower on my last day or something like that. So 8 Snickers bar. I just get the snack sizes just because it's a little bit easier. And if I only do feel like eating one, hey, I can always share one. And then I also have for the snack, I've got this really awesome cocoa mix. So these come in at about 140, and then these I'll actually end up using with my breakfast. So, yep, that is my snack bag. And then, like I said, awesome jerky. I like the hot and spicy, so I guess you could say my snacks are kind of more geared towards my luxury, where my meals I look more at calorie counts and things like that. Which brings us to what we're doing for the breakfast. So I divided my meals up into all these different pouches. Starting with breakfast. If I can get these bags open. So for the breakfast, I've got 2 instant apple and cinnamon bags from Quaker. And that'll give me about 160 a packet in calories. And then on the bottom here to mix in and stuff, or however I want to do it, I've got granola with cranberries. I believe these ones are, yeah, cranberries. And that's about 210 calories of granola in here. Then to make up some difference, this is a 230 calorie honey bun. And I have these really cool no preservative strawberry with whole grain fruit and grain bar. And that gives me 140 calories. And I get the strawberry flavored. So with that being said, that's a 900 calorie breakfast to get me started at the beginning of the day. I will eat breakfast usually a little bit earlier, even like now in real life, off the trail, I guess I should say. I'll typically could go to bed by even say midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I will still wake up at 6 o'clock every day, sometimes 5:30. So I love getting up in the morning. I'm definitely a morning person, not so much a night person. And so my higher calories are in the beginning of the day when I know it's going to be a longer stretch until lunch, which is going to be this tasty little thing. So a couple notes on the lunch. Instead of bread, I went with tortilla shells. A little bit more flexible, a little bit more forgiving. I'm not going to pull these both out, but I've got 2 tortilla shells, which give me 140 calories per shell. And then these Star-Kissed chicken creations. I'm not a fan of tuna, so I kind of go out of my way to get chickens. I've got a few different flavored. I've got a regular, a zesty, and a chicken salad one. And then this here is going to be my buffalo, which will be my day 3 meal bag. And since I really do like buffalo, I kind of wanted to save this for the 3rd day as kind of a treat. So that way, as I get to the 4th day, I may be out of the off the trail by lunch. So I want to at least make sure to get this in towards the end as a little treat. But I've got 2 of these. Each one of these will give me about 80 calories per packet. I'll get that back in there. And then they'll be a little damaged, I'm sure. Some of these already are, but hey, that's life. I have 2 packs of crackers for lunch, and each pack of crackers is 190, and these are Great PB&J. Let me show you. Oh, got those. And that would complete my lunch at 780 calories. Alrighty. And there we go. And then finally, dinner. So this is Bear Creek cheddar and potato soup. This is about, I doubled the recipe. So the recipe calls for, I forget what the exact was. I think it was like 180 or something. Let me see here. Soup. So 2 servings is what I carry in here, and that's 340 calories. So after a nice, probably a little bit cooler day, I got a nice little something to warm up to. As you can see, I don't have a lot of stuff that needs cooking between the cocoa mix and the oatmeal, which will be done in the morning, and that water will get split. Then the only cooking I have to do at night is this. With that being said, in the event that there was a reason I wasn't able to cook or do a fire, this is stuff that I can technically eat cold if I just poured cold water in after filtering it. Not the most pleasant, but it's not where I got to worry about cooking up certain meats or things like that in order to kill bacteria or things like that. So wouldn't taste the best, but it is doable. But anyways, yeah, Bear Creek cheddar and potato soup, and then I just take out of the bag and fill them up, and that's 340 calories for 2 servings. A couple bags of fruit snacks, which are going to be 80 calories per packet, followed up with a chocolate M&M mini Rice Krispie treat, which gives me 90 calories on this. So 590 calories on the dinner end. Now, this, just to keep it organized, is in a bigger Ziploc bag, just so I can roll it and keep it a little bit more organized. If we can get that closed. Now, the only thing different is on my day 4 bag, in which instead of the Sun-Kissed, I actually went ahead and went with a Tyson brand, which is just their original. So, but otherwise, all my meals are pretty much the exact same all across the board. Simplicity. Now the way I package this up in the day pack is I put the dinner right on the bottom. Then what works out for this is I can put the breakfast and lunch side by side. Make sure you zip it halfway, get all the air out. And like I said, this will be day 3, so I just use a Sharpie. Day 3. So that is all of my food. So got about 10 pounds of food there. So you could probably figure about 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And that's not counting the jerky. So actually it came in probably closer to just under 10. So when I figure in the jerky and stuff, I think I'm right at 10 or so. And I guess since we're on the topic, and it doesn't look like I have it out. Well, yeah, I do. My cook system. I'll go over my cook system with you. So, this is my cook system right here. Not counting my pot or spork, which I may or may not have. Yep, I do. Awesome. This wasn't actually going to be a part of the original video, so just bear with me here. I do carry a magnesium fire starter as an emergency tool, just because it's small and lightweight. But otherwise, I do carry a box of weatherproof, waterproof matches. And it's probably not a full box, but there's enough there for 4 days, definitely. I could probably have 3 matches per day and I'd be fine. So I have the MSR Whisperlite International cook stove. So just a little basic thing that I can take with me. It's a little bit bulkier than some of those stoves, but I like the fact that, well, this can, like if you're traveling international, I do have the 30-ounce canister, which is their larger one. The nice thing about this is that it actually allows you to burn all kinds of different fuel. I can use regular unleaded petroleum. I could use white gas, kerosene type stuff, different camp fuels. So you can burn a variety of stuff. So sometimes those canisters that you buy don't always are available internationally. So I can at least just go to a regular gas station, fill this up, and I will be set. That's why I particularly got this one, as I do plan on doing some international backpacking here soon. For setup, it's really easy. I just pull out that, which is going to help pressurize it, unhook, and I can spread this out. Alright, pop the cap off. And I can stick this in. Now once that's in, I want to make sure that I'm ready to plug this in. So to plug that in, and let me put the canister outward. And rotate it back. Oh, I forgot to move that out. I want to make sure this is up and over. There we go. And so here's the setup. So, and you just apply pressure. It'll fill this up a little bit on the bottom, and I'll be set. Now, with that being done, this was my stainless. This is an MSR Alpine Stowaway. It's a 475 milliliter stainless steel casserole pot. I do like the handle on it. And then that will just sit right up on here for me. And I actually have a spoon fork combo. So I can actually stir, I can use the spork to eat. And what I do like about this is once I'm done, so I would probably start out with boiling some water. I do have just kind of like a aluminum style coffee mug for the hot cocoa, easy cleanup. Use it for different cooking, eating and stuff too. So I could pour water right into here, use this for my coffee. And while I'm drinking that, that'll heat up my oatmeal. So as soon as that's done, I can eat my oatmeal, or if I really want to, I could just go ahead and put the oatmeal in here. But quick thing about the oatmeal, which is really cool. The oatmeal, you don't actually have to pour that out. You can actually just tear the top of the bag open and pour the water right into the bag, which is going to save you a lot of cleanup. So I don't even have to actually clean this ever with any of my meals except for maybe the soup. But even that, I'm not too worried about, since I'm only doing the cocoa mix. I can put the soup in here towards the end of the night. So the soup does probably about 2 cups, I believe, once it's prepared. I believe it's a 1/3 cup a serving, so they say a cup is once you add the water in, is 1 serving. So, but however I decide to do it, I do like having the coffee cup just as a backup for my cocoa or drinks and stuff like that, and then this to eat out of. So that just kind of saves me a lot of stress. Now you're probably wondering about water, and this is my filtration kit right here, which again is the MSR Miniworks. Now I know in some places you can't just filter the water. You do need to have a purifier of some sort, which is why I do carry as a backup, depending on where I'm going, some iodine tablets. Now I know people complain about the taste of the iodine. It's never bothered me at all. But I do have neutralizers in here as well. So there we go. Miniworks EX. Whoop. Get my fingers out of the way. These are portable aqua, germicidal tablets, and neutralizing tablets. And I believe this will do about 50 quarts, if I remember right. So I do have those that I keep with my water kit. Otherwise, this is basically it. Now I've read, and I haven't tried it yet, but supposedly the bottom will actually screw off onto an Nalgene bottle. So as you pump, all you got to do is keep your bottle right on there. It'll fill your bottle right up. The only downfall to the filter when I bought it is I was missing one of the side pieces. As you can tell, I can still use it. Just keep an eye on this pin. This pin just basically holds the handle in place, but I've already contacted MSR, and they are sending me a replacement piece for that. So that is awesome. It does have the ceramic gauge on the bottom, as well as a cleaning pad as well. So all that comes right with it. And it does have a nice long hose to go with it, which is easy enough to just plug right here. If I can get it on. There we go. And I can just kind of toss that out in the water, and I am set. Now I'm not going to go over the full components and how to clean it and everything like that right now. That'll be a separate video once I review this gear. But I will say that this is kind of my setup for food, including cooking and hydration. I do plan to carry 2 1-liter Nalgene bottles. Most of this gear I've gotten through either REI or Shields. As far as my shopping goes, I like to go to Woodman's, so they have a lot of cool things. It's hard to find the chicken Sunkist packets, but you'll be surprised the things you can find at a Woodman's market if you got one near you. So if you have any questions, please, by all means, feel free to go ahead and send me an email or message. I'll be more than happy to give you information on everything. Otherwise, I'll have more details in my actual blog posting. So hopefully I'll get an opportunity to see you guys on the trail. This particular trip, I'm not quite sure exactly where I'm going. I've got 3 different trails. Each one of them are about a 4-day hike, so that's where I food prepped. I'm actually going to make my last minute decision tomorrow. I know, kind of spur of the moment, but some circumstances came up that pushed my trip from July to having to do something sooner. And so I am going to update information on that so you guys can follow along, and hopefully we'll get an opportunity to talk more. And if you guys have any good recommendations, ideas, or things you want to share on how you guys meal prep, cook your food, things like that, I'm all ears. I believe that, you know, I have a lot of good information to share, and I also have a lot of information that I need to learn about. So that's the cool thing about backpacking, is you can have people that are very knowledgeable in some areas and other people that are more knowledgeable in others, and we can all come together and work together to grow, learn, and continue to get outdoors. So like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message or like me on Facebook, and you'll see a lot of my photos and other information that I share there. Thank you, God bless, and have a wonderful time on the trail.